Welcome back, dear students at Reader's Language School, Senior 2. Today we are going to discuss together, Units 4, 5, and 6. Unit 4 is entitled Changing English. As you know, language is always changing and the new words are created all the time. We need new words to describe new technology, ideas, and situations. For example, before people took photos of themselves on their phones, we didn't need a word for that. But when everyone started doing it, the word selfie became very useful, and it was added to the dictionaries. It is known that William Shakespeare was a great innovator with language, and he added more words and phrases into the English language than anyone else. Okay? Today, the language that Shakespeare used can sound difficult, but he was writing in a way that he made his stories easy for people to understand at that time. This change of language is endless. Okay? You can read the text in order to get more information about it. Let's discuss together the definitions of Unit 4. Abbreviation, a short form, a word or example, or expression. Acronym, a word formed from the first letters of the word that made up the name of something. Acronym, as well as you are going to know, NATO or NATO, okay? Abbreviation, for example, EG or EX. Blog, a personal website diary for other people to read. Emoji, an icon used in electronic messages on websites. Findings, information that is discovered as the result of research into something. Formal, of course we have formal and informal, and we have formal language and informal language. Formal language is used in official or serious situations, but informal language, on the other hand, is used in everyday language. Frowning, to have an expression on your face that shows you are not happy. Innovator, someone who introduces changes and new ideas, as well as William Shakespeare. He was a great linguistic innovator. Linguist, okay, someone who studies or teaches linguistics. Is linguist. We have linguistics, the science of studying language. Messaging, the system or process of sending messages using electronic equipment. We have here misunderstand as a verb and misunderstanding as a noun. To not understand properly, right? Not necessarily adverb, a response to something that has been said that may not be true or correct. We have prefix and suffix. Prefix here, a group of letters that is added to the beginning of a word to change its meaning and make a new word. For example, we have happy, right? Unhappy, like, dislike, okay? Regular, irregular, and so on. Polite, impolite. The prefixes change the meaning of the word. On the other hand, here suffix, a letter or letters that added to the end of a word to form a new word. It changes the parts of speech. Right? For example, if we have act is a verb, actor a noun, action noun, okay, activate is a verb, and so on. We have also, you see here, that study, right, is a verb, and the studying is a noun. Suffix. Procedure, a way of doing. Try to focus on prefix and suffix. The prefix is letters added to the beginning of the word, and the suffix, a letter added to the end of the word. Procedure, a way of doing something, especially the correct or usual way. Selfie, a photograph you take of yourself. Right? We have thesaurus, right? Thesaurus here, a book that lists words in groups that have similar meanings. Tone, the change in your voice that shows what you are feeling or thinking. Now, let's study some examples of exercises on your vocab. Choose the correct answer. A selfish, right? Selfness is a photograph you take of yourself, usually so that you can put it on a social networking site. A selfie. Selfie. The English language came from Germany when people called angels and the Saxons arrived about 500 years ago. The tribes of Anglo-Saxons, you see, arrived to Britain or to England, right? And they formed the origin of the language. Soon, the land of the angels became known. It means that everyone knows it. Became known. Old Norse was the language spoken by. Right. You see here, Old Norse was an old language spoken by the Vikings. It means that the Vikings spoke Old Norse. 5 words like cake, eggs, and Harry all come from Old Norse, which was the language spoken by the Vikings. Okay, it was obvious from here to we have ton and tone. You see, ton 1,000 kilograms, and the tone here, the sound or the voice made by someone. So it was obvious from her tone, the way she utters words, okay, or voice, that she didn't like me. Tone. Please, right? This is the abbreviation. Please is the abbreviation, right? Is the abbreviation of please. This is the meaning of abbreviation. Abbreviation, you see here a short form of a word or expression, as well as if you write great, right? You write it GR number 8. GR number 8 is the abbreviation form of the word great, okay? But as for acronym here, right? Acronym, we're going to study it now. Acronym, a word formed from the first letters of a group of words that form one word is the meaning of acronym. He writes newspaper, right? Newspaper articles. ASAP or ASAP is the abbreviation of as soon as possible. Okay. 10 emojis and icons are used in electronic messages and on website. Emojis. In text messages, right? In text message, we have preparations, abbreviations, facilitation, and we have here accumulation. Okay. As in text messages here, right? Abbreviations, okay, and images and numbers are all used to make communication quicker. Right, preparations, right, to be ready to do something. Preparation, readiness, facilitations here, facilitations helps, something that help you to do something. Okay, accumulation means right to get or to be bigger or to get growth. 12. Confess, conflict, and compress is the antonym of admit, right? Conflict. Because conflict here means that he refuses to disagreement. Admit, you see acceptance or accept. The language, I didn't explain this one, right? Emoji here. We see it in right. Emojis here, an icon, as in electronic messages and on websites. Emojis, okay. 13. The language of text messages doesn't require. What is the difference between acquire and require? Require here, right? Require, it means need or want or demand. But acquire, right? Earn or gain or get. Okay. 14. To cite, lie, deny is to mention something. Is to mention something or to refer to something. Cite. But cite here, right, means location. Cite, spot, location, or plot. Is cite, location, spot, or plot. But cite, right, mention or name or specify something. 15. When people write emails, many of them use a lot of abbreviations. For what reason? In order to make communication quicker. 16. We have here, right, thesaurus, right, a thesaurus, booklet, science book booklet, a thesaurus. What does mean? Thesaurus is a book in which words are put into groups with other words that have similar meanings. But booklet, you see here, a small book, right, with few pages only. Okay. Foundation, association, punctuality, and punctuation. Okay. As for punctuality here, readiness, it means readiness or regularity. As for, right here, marks, punctuation, marks. As well as full stop, semicolon, question mark, and so on. Marks are the marks used to divide a piece of writing into sentences, phrases, etc. 18 is messaging language. You see, it's demanding. Demand, we have is here, demanding. Sorry, right? Damage is messaging language, right? Damaged English, right? Yes, damaged English because, right, they use informal language. This is the meaning of it. Using informal language in messaging language, damaged language for English. Messaging language may be fun to use with friends, but it isn't suitable in informal emails, I mean in official emails. And now teachers are worried that some teenagers are not longer able to speak or write using it, right? Okay, we have no question here, sorry. And now teachers are worried that some teenagers, right, are no longer able to speak or write using English correctly, adverb. 21, someone who studies or teaches linguistics, okay, a linguist. Lingual, you see, is related to the science of linguistics. Some linguistics suggest that the people who use messaging language are actually language, right? Are actual language, okay, innovators. The children were arguing. Right? We have here arguing. Okay. We have here argue. Okay, what does mean argue here? To disagree. Sorry, argue, arguing, disagreeing, agreeing, accepting. Right? And we have here, we see aggregating. What does it mean, aggregating? Aggregating means, right, an amount made up of several smaller parties. And augmenting, making something larger. Augmenting, making something larger. Arguing, right, disagreeing with each other, or quarreling. Whether, whatever, and whether or not, right? We have here, right, whether or not. It is used for choice. But whether here means climate, okay? Whatever you do, I accept it. And this one we see whether to where, to which place. This one. Perhaps it would be a good idea to learn some of the basic abbreviations so you can enjoy talking to your friends with, right, funny, right, short messages. This article is about how people, right, show respect. We don't say appear respect, but we say, right, show respect when they have meals together. NATO or NATO, right, NATO is acronym. Is acronym. Why do you say acronym here? I mean that acronym, right, is a word formed by the first letter in a group of words together. Acronym. Acronym what? Okay, for the North, A, Atlantic, T, treaty, O, organization, NATO. A letter or letters added to the beginning of a word to form a new word is called, the beginning, you see here, prefix. A letter or letters added to the end, you see prefix here, beginning, and the suffix you see to the end of the word. We call it, right, suffix. I was on television talking about technology, and I wanted people not open any strange emails. The word selfie became very useful, and it was added, you see here, to the dictionaries into 2013. Okay, now this is the part of grammar of unit 4. Okay, choose the correct answer. I wanted people, right, not to open. Not to open. what is the original form here? Right, this is an indirect speech, not open, but the direct speech is do not open. When you change it into reported or into indirect speech, we change do not into not to. Okay? Number 2, my dad warned me, right, not to post, not posting for posting personal information, not to post. You advised not to post, he asked me, right, do not post. To change it into indirect speech or reported speech, we say, right, not to instead of do not. You advised me, right, you advised me here, right, to change the photos. They asked me to go doing went back next week. They asked me, right, to go back. Right, you see here, okay, direct speech, go back next week. When I reported what they told me, I say they asked me to go back next week. The PE teacher, physical educational teacher, ordered us right here to start. My father advised me to go. You see, right, if you have do not, change it into not to. But you see here, right, affirmative, study hard, he asked me to study hard. Come early, he asked me to come early, okay? The ship's captain ordered the sailors, right, to work harder. The teacher warned the students, warned not to, right, not to waste time. Please revise for the test, he said. He encouraged me to revise for the test. Put on your coat, I said. I advised him, right, to put on. You have done your homework yesterday. You're lazy, right? You should have done. We use should have past participle if we are talking about an action that happened in the past. Right? You should study hard, right? I advise you to study hard. But you should have studied hard yesterday, should have, and the past participle for the past tense. You shouldn't have, might have, may have, must have parked your car here, right? It is no parking area. You see here, you shouldn't have parked. I said something bad to my best friend during an argument. I couldn't have done that. Sorry, I shouldn't, or I should, or I could. I couldn't have done that. It really hurt his feelings, okay? I shouldn't. Again, I said something bad to my best friend during an argument. I couldn't have done that, or shouldn't have done that, or should, right here, I shouldn't have done that. sorry, he doesn't get the same train anymore. He doesn't get the same train anymore. He shouldn't, couldn't have changed his jobs right here, and he could have changed it. I haven't seen Imad for ages. Have moved, right? She, right? Imad for ages. She will, couldn't, wouldn't have moved right here, but I haven't seen, right? So, right? She couldn't have moved. Sorry. Her parents always Maya to sing, encourage Maya. Me to help him. Right? It is a matter of help, so he begged me. Omar begged me, right? It was a polite request, so I agreed. He didn't order me, you see, a polite request. Rami, Imad, not to go out, right? Not to go out. It was good advice because it rained. So Rami warned Imad. But we can say here, right? Asked Imad. Mr. Gawad, me to study, right? It was a good advice, so he advised me. His father, Ali, to go home, so he left immediately, right? His father, all right, told Ali. Okay, now it is the time for translation. Translate into Arabic. Okay, in order to translate, you must read the text of the sentence first. You must decide the key words, right, in the sentence or the text. We have here, right, splendid, results, tourists, okay, practice and favorite. Right, splendid, رائع, results, منتجعات, tourists, سياح, as to practice their favorite hobbies, okay. Can you try now to translate it? Okay, let's see it. Okay, Egypt enjoys the most splendid. تتمتع مصر بأروع المنتجعات الصيفية في العالم. Summer resorts. ويمكن للسياح زيارتها right لممارسة هواياتهم المفضلة. Okay. Scientists, this right we have here. Okay, sorry. Scientists, thinkers, and the men of letters should be honored for their great efforts. Should be honored. يكرموا. Okay. When you say men of letters, we can say المفكرين أو الأدباء أو الكتاب. Men of letters. So ينبغي. We start with the verb. ينبغي تكريم العلماء. Okay. ينبغي تكريم العلماء والمفكرين والأدباء على جهودهم الجبارة. Translate into English. Okay. يجب على الوالدين التوجيه to guide ورعاية care keywords ليواصلوا to go on or to continue رحلة الحياة life journey or their life right بأمان in safety. يعني احنا بنحدد اولا معاني الكلمات اللي هي ممكن تساعدنا في الترجمة. لو حولنا في الترجمة دي يجب على الوالدين okay parents should guide and care for their children to continue life's journey رحلة الحياة in safety. Okay. The second part of translation from Arabic to English ندرة المياه قد تكون سببا في اندلاع الحروب بين الدول في المستقبل. ندرة المياه you can say lack of water, shortage right of water, okay, but we are going to translate it in a different way here. Water right scarcity. Water scarcity may be the cause, the reason of right interstate wars in the future. ندرة المياه قد تكون سببا في اندلاع الحروب بين الدول في المستقبل. Okay, this is the end of you see unit 4. Unit 5, being smart online. This text or this unit tells us about being right or doing research online. The internet is very useful with lots of information, but how do you avoid spending hours reading unhelpful websites? Read on to find out how to use the internet effectively. Right now I'm advising you how to use the internet effectively. 1. Look for websites by people, companies or universities who have experience in or knowledge of the topic you are researching. If you are researching for a certain topic, right, look for websites by people or companies or universities that have experience on this topic. 2. Think about who has written the website. 3. Check if the website is up to date. Right, not out of date, not old-fashioned, up to date. 4. Always consult more than one website in order to distinguish between them, right, and to get more information. 5. What does the website look like? If it is badly designed and is full of grammar and spelling mistakes and so on or not. 6. Websites that have named their resources are right usually more reliable, more trusted and useful than sites that do not name their resources or sources. The last one here, right, save the URL, uniform resource locator, of any useful page or images so you can find them easily. This is, you see, some sentences or an introduction about the text being smart online. Okay, let's study definition together. We have here behavior, the things that a person or animal does. Consult, to ask for information or advice from someone because it is their job to know something. Cookies, information that a website leaves in your computer so that the website will recognize you when you use it again. Download, you have to differentiate between download and upload. Download, here you see download, to move files from the internet to a phone, tablet or computer. The source is the internet, right, or to save something from the internet onto your computer, okay, from the internet computer. As for upload, to move files from a computer, phone or camera to the internet, or to put information on social media. Okay. As for follower, someone who looks at the posts shared by a particular person using social networking sites. Reliable, can be trusted or depended on. Reliable, you are going to know the difference between reliable and reliable, okay, later. Take down, phrasal verb here. When I say phrasal verb, I mean it consists of a verb and a preposition. To take something that you have posted online off the internet, or to remove a message or photo you have put on social media. Tone, studied it before, the general feeling or attitude expressed in a piece of writing, a speech, right? He has a sad tone. A sad tone means that, right, he is feeling sad. Update, you see, try to differentiate between update and upgrade. Update, to make something more modern and relevant by adding new information. Okay, update. Or to install the most recent version of a program. Upgrade, to improve. This one, to make something more modern. This is to improve or make more efficient, to make something better. Okay, we studied above before. Up to date, including all the latest information. Up to date, we have up to date and out of date. Out of date, old fashioned, right? That is not used right anymore, or no longer used. Up to date, including all the latest information. View, an occasion when a post, an image or a video is watched online. Now let's practice the vocabulary we have studied before. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, the company will soon release the latest. We have version, right? Version, fortune, right? Perfume of its network operating system. As for version here, right? A person who is naive or innocent. Version, a particular form of something. A new copy, right? The new version of the story, the new version of the novel, and so on. Okay, so right, the complete answer here: the company will soon release the latest version. Right. 2. I skimmed the newspaper, but didn't see any report on the right demonstration. I skimmed. What does it mean, skim? Right? To read something quickly, looking for important information or looking for important points. Skated here, right? To move from a place to another by using a skateboard. Okay. 3. We now have an important clue as to the time of the murder. Okay. The correct answer here is clue. Okay, what does it mean, clue? A piece of evidence or information, right, that indicate the answer of a crime or the solve of the crime. Clue. How could she abandon, advanced, abolished, distributed her own child? Okay. As for abandon here, to give up, or to let down. But advanced, you see, right? To make it more modern. As for abolish, try to cancel. Abolished, cancelled, right? Distribute, to hand out or to divide. Hand out, to divide, to cancel. Abandon here, right? In how could she abandon? I mean that how could she let down or give up her own child? Right? Make poor residents have no right accuses or access exit to health care. Right? Many poor residents have no access here to health care. That's the yoga, mega, omega, mega, and the giga. That's the mega. The mega you see here, big or great. Sorry. Is the vase a genuine antique, that is the original one, or a fake, The opposite of a genuine is a fake, right? They were standing under the shutter, altar, and the shelter of a huge tree, right? A shelter of a huge tree. Shelter, the protection of, okay, the protection of. As for the shutter here, shutter, the first one, right? A mechanical device on a camera. Shutter, mechanical device on a camera. 9, to, right? To insult, adult result is to ask for, if you ask for information, to insult, to consult, okay, right? Is to ask for information or advice from someone. To take something you have posted online of the internet is to take out, down, up, of take down. We said for take down, take down. This is the meaning of to take something, right? To take something from, to take something you have posted on online. 11. Deniable, liable, reliable, audible, someone or something that can be trusted or dependent on, right? Dependent on here. As for reliable, right? Reliable can be trusted. Reliable can be trusted. This is the correct answer or choice or option. As for liable, responsible. Liable, responsible. Right? To wait, right? Affiliate, update is to make someone more modern, right? To make someone more modern. We have here, right, to wait, radiate, affiliate, and update, right? The correct answer here, right here, right, to, right, update. Update means what? To make something more modern. Your app includes all the latest information. It is up to date. Up to date, then you write it. Up to date, right? Modern, out of date, right? See all the fashions. But it is written this way: up to, right? Up to date. To improve 14, sorry. To improve or make more efficient is to up to date, upgrade, degrade, or mitigate. Right? Upgrade. Is the meaning upgrade is to improve or make efficient is to upgrade. Okay. As for degrade here, right? Degrade, to break down or to treat something or someone with, right, with disrespect. Okay. As for brigade here, right? Brigade, where is it? Right, brigade, a subdivision of an army, a subdivision of an army. To degrade, right? To treat someone with disrespect or to break down. 15. To, right, read, upload, download, load. Right, we differentiated before between upload and the download. Upload here, right? Why? This is the correct option. Why? It means to move files from the computer to the internet. But if you move something from the internet to computer, it is download. 2, right? 16. Read, upload, download, load means to move files from the internet to the computer. Right here, download. Behavior are things that person or animal, right, does. Behavior. 19. A style, a smile, a style, a profile is a short description that gives information, details about a person, a profile. Besides, right, being unfriendly. 20 or 20. We have here, right, symbol and symbol, right? As for symbol, is a picture or a shape that has a particular meaning. As for symbol, you see here, symbol is a musical instrument. Date of birth, marriage, death, divorce is a date in which someone was born. Was born, you see, it is a date of birth. Making, having, or doing, getting research, right? Doing a research. We see to do a research. I was given the mask, task or task, okay, of collecting information about the boat online, okay. We have to differentiate between task and the task, right? Task here, this one, a long pointed tooth as in elephant. This is task, a long pointed tooth as in elephant. Mask, right, right, mask is something you wear on your face. Task here, with the meaning of task, the correct answer. Task, a long, right, task, a piece of work to be done. My task was, you see, to take care of the gate. My task, my job. How do you avoid spending hours reading, right, helpless, unhelpful, helpless or helpful websites, okay, unhelpful websites, useless websites. But here, right, the difference between helpful, you see, helpful and helpless. Helpless, you see, right, unable to defend or benefit. Helpless. 25. Road safety is taught to young children to avoid accidents. Avoid accidents, not void, not violate, right? Avoid. As for violate, you see here, violate, to fail to comply with something. Violate. Read on, to find out how to use the internet, right, efficiently, right, or effectively, in an effective way. If you know, right, who wrote the website, what will have you see? Try to find out more about their experience. Right, of course, this is an advice you must follow when you are asked to do a research. 28. I used the internet to find out, to discover, to know more about. or 29. Look for websites by people or universities who have experience in or knowledge of the, right, you are researching of the topic, of the subject you are researching or doing research on. 30. The website, without it, no, the website is badly designed. Now the part of grammar. Choose the correct answer. In this part of grammar, we are going to know the difference between using, right, meant to, supposed to, seems to, and so on. Okay, choose. Nabil is supposed, right, is supposed to cook. I seem the first student to arrive. I seem to be. Right, it snow last week. Right, it wasn't supposed to snow. It wasn't supposed, right? It wasn't expected, you see. Maya meant, right? Maya meant to call you. Then seems a good day. Seems to be having now a good day. The train is meant to leave. Right? Is expected. Is supposed to leave. My teacher to be happy with my work. My teacher, right, seemed to be happy. The guests to buy flowers for the hostess. The guests are supposed to buy. Look at these cars. This area is supposed to be kept. The bus driver needs to concentrate you to talk to him. Right? You aren't supposed to talk to him. How to cook this? It tells you on the packet. How, right? Am I supposed? Because it is a question you see here. Am I supposed? Sarah quite annoyed. Seemed to be quite annoying. Everything is so expensive. Prices seems up all the time. Seems be or to be going to. Okay. 14. Jane to phone me last night. Past simple tense, but she didn't. Right? Was supposed to, but she didn't do. As you say, right? You were supposed to come early, but you didn't come early. Right? Ari was supposed to visit me yesterday, but he didn't come. Okay. Right, delete number 15. 16. There to be a mistake in these figures. They're meant to be. I am sorry, I didn't write to break the rules. I didn't mean. 18. I to look after my younger brother while my parents are away. I am supposed to. He seems, right, a good day he seems to be having. This sentence is repeated, you see. To be having. Sorry. Do you know what the weather to be like tomorrow? Do you know what the weather, right, it seemed to be, right? So it seemed to be. Money should be considered a means, not an end. You see, a means here means, right, wasila. And ليست نهاية وليست غاية. In other words, right, it shouldn't only be collected, but it should be invested in useful projects. Okay? يجب اعتبار المال وسيلة لا غاية، أو من المفروض أن يكون المال وسيلة لا غاية. وبعبارة أخرى، وممكن تترجم وبوسيلة أخرى أو بأسلوب آخر، فإنه لا يجب جمعها فقط. Right, هنا معنى الجملة ديت it shouldn't only be collected but it should be invested، ولكن يجب استثمارها في مشاريع مفيدة. Translate into English. إن تكلفة المعيشة العالية والمرتفعة هي أحد أخطر مشكلاتنا، فزيادة الأسعار تعود إلى التضخم الاقتصادي، ولكي تخفض الأسعار يجب على الحكومة والأفراد أن يعملوا معا على زيادة الاستثمار وتقليل الاستهلاك. ناخد جزء من تكلفة المعيشة العالية. One of our most serious problem is the high cost of living. هي أحد أخطر مشكلاتنا، فزيادة الأسعار the increase in prices or the rise in prices is due to سببه economic inflation تضخم. And in order to lower prices، ولكي نخفض الأسعار، the government and individuals، على كل من الحكومة والأفراد must cooperate together to increase investment، زيادة الاستثمار، and reduce consumption، وتقليل الاستهلاك. This is the end of Unit 5. Now let's go to Unit 6, learning from our mistakes. Definitions. Big, to ask for something in a way that shows you need it very much. Bring back, right? Please pay attention in this unit to the phrasal verbs. Bring back, make you remember. Fall out, phrasal verb. I see phrasal verb, I mean a verb and position. Stop being friendly or to have a quarrel. Get into, start enjoying or to begin to enjoy something or to be interested in it, right? To get into. He got onto the trip or something. Get on with, be friendly with, right? Be friendly with, right? I had so many problems, but I got on with Muhammad. I was right, we were two friends. Hang out with, spend time with, right? Okay. I spent my time hanging out with my friends. Keep in touch with, to continue to communicate with. You can say, for example, to your friend, okay, right? Try to keep in touch with me. Don't forget me. Lose touch here, stop communicating, right? Keep in touch with me, don't lose touch. Mean, right? Mean here doesn't mean intend or what's the meaning of, but mean here not happy to spend money or give anything to other people. We have while a group of things put on top of each other. A pile of boxes, for example. Sigh, a deep breath out. That shows you are tired, sad or disappointed. Okay? Let's discuss the exercises on vocab. A unity, a reunion, a rebellion. A unification is a social meeting of people who have not met for a long time. So it is a reunion. But a rebellion here, right? Rebellion is a violent action right, done by people against the government in order to express their disagreement of something or about something. Apparently, appearance, disappearance is the synonym of clearly, right? Clearly, apparently. Apparently and clearly have the same meaning. They were singing Christmas, right? Christmas carols, you see. Carols is the same, right? The same as songs, but religious songs. Religious songs. Right? There was, you see here, Christmas Carol written by William Shakespeare. However, by the end, in the end, from the end out of the end of the story, right, Scrooge has changed, and he sees life in a completely different way, right here in the end of the story. I was talking with him and he started looking at his phone. I didn't like it as I felt interested, ignorant, ignored or aggregated, right? Aggregated. Right. Let's discuss first what the meaning of ignorant, right? Ignorant here, right? Do not know something. Ignorant, right? Ignorant, do not know something, right? But ignorant here, right? Pay no attention to someone. So let's read it again. I was talking with him, and he stated that looking at his phone, I didn't like it as I felt what here, right? I felt ignorant. In the beginning, at the beginning, right? For the beginning, about the beginning of the story, at the beginning of the story. To big leg and big to ask for something in a way that shows you need it for much. You big. We have, of course, here the figure, the one who asks people, right, to give him money because of being poor. To bring, right, to bring back, in, up, about is to make you remember, bring back. To fill out, right, fall out means to stop being unready, to fall out. I started enjoying social media. I got into sorry I got into, right, I enjoy, to start enjoying something, to get on, get up, get to, get about with, right here, to get on with, to get on with, get on, get on with. Sorry. 11, right? This one is to get on with. I used to hike out, cut out, hang out, drink out, hang out with, to go out with. My friend, we spend good time together. I picked, right, banked, borrowed, lent Helen to stay. I picked. I asked her, right, in a polite way to stay, not to go out or not to leave. Have you come to ask me for money? Right, have you come to ask me for money? Ask it is courage. That this is the story, right, written by William Shakespeare. In an unfriendly tone, right, unfriendly tone, unfriendly ways, or to make, to keep, to feel, to fall in touch with, right, to in touch with is to continue to communicate with, to keep in touch with, to keep. To miss, to keep, to lose touch with means to stop. To stop communicating, to lose touch. Right? He is mean, genius, mine, is not happy to spend money. He refuses to spend money or to help the poor and the needy. So he is a mean person. A mean person. A handful. A pliers, a biber, a bile is a group of things. A bile, as you say, a bile of books. To write, think, fry, to spit, to sigh is a deep breath. To sigh is a deep breath. But you see, a thigh is the upper part of the legs. A deep breath out that shows you are tired, sad, or disappointed. I like to hang out with, to have with here, hang out with, to go out with. She got really, right, into social media and made lots of new friends. She enjoyed it, right? She got really into. Hassan was so that he wouldn't spend the money on anything. So mean. Karim, right, of work to do. He doesn't have any free time. Karim has piles of work, a lot of work. He didn't say anything, but I knew Dad was disappointed when I heard him. Right, I heard him what? Sigh. Rana will her mom to make her chocolate, right, cake for her birthday because it is her favorite. Right, Rana will pick. Will ask her, she will insist, right, in a polite way to get a cake, to get a piece of cake. I didn't, my brother, when we were young, but we were good friends now. I didn't, you see here, I didn't get on with, or fall out with, lose touch with, right, or bring back. I didn't go on with. I wasn't, right, I wasn't a friend to my brother. I like to, my friends in the park. I like to hang out with. Whenever I open my photo album, it brings back, I remember, lovely memories to me. Social media is a great way to friends, right, you see here, to get rid of, to keep in touch with, lose touch with, bring back, to keep in touch with, to communicate with. We were good friends. We each other. We were good, right? We were good friends, right? We each other. We got on with, right? Fell out with. Lose touch with. Brought back. Touch with each other. The friends are all the school photos to a website. The friends here are download to the website. But here, right, you see here. Now we add something to the internet. Okay, we add something to the internet. The friends are all the school photos to our website are uploading, because it is from, you see, from the camera or from mobile or from the computer to the website. Okay, this is the last part of grammar. In this part of grammar, you see, we are going to talk about the conditionals: zero conditional, right? First conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. As for zero conditional, you see present because it states a fact. First conditional, you see the first part of the sentence is in present, the second part will and infinitive. Second conditional, past simple, would and infinitive. Third conditional, you see past perfect, and the second part is would have and past participle. Let's try it. Had it rained so heavily? Had it rained here, it means, right, if it had rained. Had it rained so heavily, we, right, wouldn't have had, right, would have had, may have floods. Had it rained heavily, we wouldn't have had. Third conditional, past perfect, would have, and the past participle. Will, did, can, would he understand the lesson if he read the summary? If he read past simple, second conditional, you see would. Three, he will catch the train, right? If, in case of, unless, in spite of coming, right here. Right, we can't choose if because we don't have here a subject and a verb. In case of coming, in case of coming. If, as, when, unless you work harder, you will fail your exam. Unless, if not, right? I mean that if you don't work harder, you will fail. You will fail. If not, unless means if not. Right, first conditional, present, future. If you have come, you see here, past perfect, third conditional. If you have come 5 minutes later, I would have left. Third conditional. Hadn't had, unless, if he arrived early yesterday, he could have attended, right, the conference. Right, had he come, if he had arrived, Third conditional. If you look at the sun, okay, what will happen? First conditional, if you look, present simple, you will damage. How long, right, you have here the second part, away if she chooses Paris. How long will she be? Will she? First conditional, right, after if, present simple, will and infinitive, future. If Ali had taken past perfect, had and the past participle. If Ali had taken the 6 o'clock train, he would, right, half an hour late for the meeting. he wouldn't have, he wouldn't be, sorry, wouldn't be, wouldn't have been, sorry, wouldn't have been, had, past perfect, wouldn't have been. Third conditional, 17, if he hadn't helped, past perfect. So the second part you see, would have and the past participle. If he hadn't helped me with some money, I wouldn't have been able. I wouldn't have been able to buy a new flat. Sorry, here I wouldn't have been able. The correct answer, I wouldn't have been able. This is the correct answer. You see, I wouldn't have been able. If he hadn't helped me with some money, I wouldn't have been able. If you regularly water a tree, it better present simple, you see it grows, because this is zero conditional. Had he been more careful, I mean that if he had been past perfect, he low marks, he wouldn't have got. If the money he had to enough, he would have built, you see here, third conditional, past perfect. But if he had enough, had and the past participle had. If you has studied, have studied all night, you will be future, okay? But if you study, first conditional. Had, where, if, unless he a proper plan, he wouldn't waste his time. You see, wouldn't waste, second conditional, past simple. Here, had he a proper plan, had he. Having enough money, I can buy a car, without having enough money, after without, preposition, gerund. If you are organized person, what will happen? You will manage, manage your time, you will manage. Fatima or Fatma would have spent the summer holiday in Sharm el-Sheikh if she would have spent, past perfect, if she had one. Well, could, should, would you need any information? Ask me, should you, will you need, or would you need? Would you need any information? Could you hear, should you, it has the same meaning as if where had should she been more careful, wouldn't have broken. Third conditional, right? Had she been. Had she been, if she had been. If Ahmed read that book, right, he would know a lot. Second conditional, read past simple here. If I went to London, right, past simple. Second conditional, right, here English very every day. I would practice. I would practice. Now it is time for translation. Translating to Arabic. Look for the keywords first. Food for all. The major problem is the major problem. Major here, right? The main problem of the world today. A hungry world is never likely to be a peaceful one. Unrest throughout the world most frequently has its main cause, right? Its main cause in dissatisfaction with that part of the standard of living connected with food. Okay, it is a long translation, you see, but you look at the keywords, right? Try to translate it yourself, then check your answers with the model answer here. الغذاء للجميع, food for all. والمشكلة الرئيسية is the major problem of the world today, العالم اليوم. من غير المحتمل أن يكون العالم الجائع, a hungry world, you see, is never likely, من غير محتمل, to be a peaceful one, عالما يسوده السلام. عالما ما يكون غالبا ما يكون السبب الرئيسي للاضطراب unrest throughout the world most frequently في جميع أنحاء العالم هو عدم الرضا dissatisfaction عن هذا الجزء من مستوى المعيشة with that part of the standard of living connected with food المتعلق أو مرتبط بالغذاء. Okay. Translate into English. يشهد عصرنا الحالي طفرة هائلة في عالم الاتصالات والتكنولوجيا الحديثة. Right, هنا our era, right, is witnessing a huge boom, طفرة هائلة in the world of communication and the modern technology. This is the end of Unit 6. I hope all of you get 2 marks. Study hard and study smart. Thank you.